Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this week's Rivalz Race Chat. I'm Clinton Geoffrey, and with me always, Adam Ross. Adam, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Something looks strange about your hat, Clint. What's wrong with your hat?
I don't know what's wrong with it. But wait a minute, you were just hair shaming me or body shaming me about my gray hair. So I put the hat on, and now you're gonna bullshit me
You
about my
can't.
hat too.
You can't just throw hats on in a hurry like that and expect everything to be okay. I mean, put some thought into it. At least like the Pinties is pointed the right direction. I can't talk. Let me tell you, I've had a day. It
Why don't I have a
started.
dog to sit behind me and lick my hair and make it perfect? That's my problem.
That freaking dog. The cushions are destroyed. He's starting to work his way to this end of the couch because he's destroyed cushions and he can't sit up in the windowsill the way he wants to. I mean, this is, folks. This is my life. This is it. Go to a race now and then. Talk about races now and then. Bitch about my dog.
Make fun of me. But it's funny, as soon as you get on, you see yourself like, oh my goodness, is that really what I look like? And then you're like, do we need hair and makeup? And then the whole jaw jacket started. Welcome all great viewers to the program. We're actually, it feels like we're in the height of our season, Adam. Like, we got out there were fans there, we got some racing in, we got a rain out, so everything's back to normal. In our world anyways, hopefully in your world, wherever you're watching racing. I know for our American friends, things are coming along very nicely over there. You guys have been way ahead of us, but finally in Ontario, things are starting to break out to the point now, Adam, where we can get something done. I mean, let's first off kick off G-Force. We're out on the road. Last weekend we went to Delaware Speedway. Before we get into the specifics of the event, I went to Delaware Friday, and I thought our crew did a fantastic job on Fridays. We were talking about it. You know, not to toot our own horns, but we're probably our biggest critics. So the fact that a lot of us were happy about how Friday came about, we made some changes even in my audio that let me get in, as we would say, as a joke when I want to and not have to go through production. Just so much smoother. And what a spot Delaware is. Like, if you've never been, wow, what a place to watch a race.
Yeah, Delaware is a hot spot. It's a place with fantastic atmosphere. They're a quality stock car racing crowd. I mean, they love it down there. It's one of those places where you want it to do well. You want Delaware to be healthy because that London market is an important market when it comes to short track racing. The fans were out. They were loud. It was great. Really good.
Well, without further ado, let's welcome our guest tonight, Garrett Tamirsma, who was a participant in the Quick Super Stock Series, I should say. Garrett did have the finish he wanted, was involved in an incident, but interested in coming on and chatting with us, Adam, and we'll bring him in as we talk about the whole event because, Garrett's a fan of the late models too, so we'll get his perspective on everything. And Garrett, welcome to the show. We'll bring him in as we talk about the whole event because, Garrett's a fan.
It'll be tough, Garrett, to go off of that.
And
we'll have to get Garrett to turn the show off and use the audio from his
I'm trying
Zoom
to get
call.
my camera in the correct position.
We got you? Yeah. Spencer, take him aside and let him know what's up. We'll get back to Garrett in a second.
So all he needs to do, he's listening to the audio on the actual show, and you can't do that because there's a delay of about 5 seconds. Sometimes it's 5 seconds, sometimes it's 10 seconds, and you can't have a conversation. Yeah, so Spencer will so I have to mute our show because I like seeing the comments and have the sound on in our call. So he'll sort it out. Spencer will get him tuned up. And now here's someone who doesn't need a hair and makeup person. He comes on. Garrett's camera ready. I think that's the way they say that. So Spencer, let us know when we're ready to try that again. All right, take two.
We're getting there.
I think we're good.
We're good now, buddy.
Can you hear it? Yeah, okay. So first off, I want you to introduce yourself, first and last name.
Well, my name is Garrett Tamirsma, and I drive the number 17 Superstock in the Quick Fire Starter Series around Ontario. I participate in all of the oval tracks. We race mainly at Sunset Speedway, but this year we decided to join the series with the United Racing Series, and we had a pretty tough start to the the season with some mechanical failures, but it was a lot of fun on the weekend, and I'm glad to talk about it on your show.
You know, the car looked great. The reason I had you introduce yourself, Garrett, is you have the most commonly mispronounced name in the sport, because it's hard to say whether it's Garrett or Jarrett, and then there's Teamersma, Tameersma. I don't know how many ways you can say it. Garrett Teamersma. That's how you said it, correct?
That's correct.
All right.
Garrett Teamersma. You got it right, Adam. I remember a year ago or so when G-Force started, you texted me asking if you got my name right, and you are one of the few to get it right.
And I'm not trying to throw Clint. I'm not throwing you under that bus, but I can see you laughing like crazy. There's a few names that people disagree on. I can't think of any others off the top of my head, but I know there are some. And
the reason I was laughing was because I know why you asked him, because you wanted to hear it correctly pronounced yourself for the next time you have to say it. So that's what had me laughing. I knew what Adam's plan was. Yeah, let's talk about the super stocks and how that has come together. I mean, we talked about it in the intro of the show and throughout the show, but how amazing is it for all these promoters to get together, work on a common package, so now a youngster like yourself can go out and not just be stuck at your home track and maybe dabble at Frosttoberfest or at the end of the year, or, you know, at a lot of the bigger races. Now you can really put a bit of a tour together, and I think also helps a youngster like you get your program up to being tour ready, Adam, if you know what I mean. So, you know, if you're already going on the tour and moving around, you get used to some of the, you know, the trials and tribulations that come with following down the line the APC tour. Garrett, talk to us about that, what it means for you as a competitor to have Quick step up, to have everybody on the same page, and to now get you guys as a serious companion event to all these amazing APC races.
I have loved what has happened in the province over the last year and a half. I mean, it's very unfortunate what happened with COVID-19 putting a dampener on the regular racing, but it almost helped out super stocks because it brought you guys, G-Force TV, to some events in 2020. And what that did was create a lot of potential to bring our racing to more people. Last year we had an average of 13 to 15,000 views every race, and that was something I was able to promote to sponsors, and it was something I could use as a tool to kind of get myself ready to tour the province. And this is my 5th year or so in Superstock. Yeah, this is my 5th season. And we were starting to get to the point where we were looking for something more than just a home track program where we're always going to the same track every week and maybe just 1 or 2 specials at the end of the year. And the fact that we get to go to 4 different racetracks across the entire province and race against the best of the best at every track is really a blessing, because we were looking for something different, and it provided us with something different, something professional, and some incredibly great competition that has really challenged us, and it's brought the best out of our team.
You know, it's fun. The answers you're giving, Garrett. So normally Clint and I make a living off finding gaps in answers to set up the next question, and you're not giving us a lot to work with here because you're pretty thorough. It's fantastic. The family has always traveled around racing. They did some NASCAR racing, some late model racing, some super late model racing. What's your goal? What's your game plan? I mean, I love what the super stocks are right now. Do you stay there as long as you can, or do you have a plan on where you'd like to go?
I mean, I don't really know what's in store over the next couple of years. I mean, I love where the super stocks are at, and I love the racing that we're doing. It's a family-run team, and with the limited crew that I have, we're able to compete at the top of the field and really have a lot of fun without investing too much of our own extra time or money. And the only thing that's really stopping me from moving up or trying out things in the APC pro lates, or even just moving somewhere else within the province, is really the lack of sponsorship dollars. And right now the Quick series is kind of perfect for our budget and perfect for, I guess, our team size and what we're looking for in racing. And it's really provided a little bit of a home to us, even though it's a home across the entire province.
Garrett, let's talk about it only being a 5-race series. You had trouble on Friday. Does that dash your hopes, or how do you keep positive that you could still win this inaugural series, or is it already written off because there's 40 cars, because there's only 5 races? Do you feel you can still get it done in 2021?
Yeah, I'd love to tell you that I think I have a great chance at winning it still, but unfortunately, I just don't think that's the case. The competition is really stiff. I mean, I was going to be nervous if we finished anywhere outside the top 5. And on top of that, with a miscommunication with race control and then a flat tire, and then because of that, it resulted in a part breaking, which retired our race. I mean, we came, I don't even know what position we came because I didn't look at the official results, but I know it's in the mid-20s. And you just can't afford to give that up. And I mean, we've kind of switched our focus now. We're just looking to go out and hopefully win the next 4, so that way they know who the real champ is.
Yeah, it's a great outlook. It's a fun. I wish more people had that outlook. I respect points racing, but I don't find it as exciting as going out. And I want to let's use Brandon Watson as an example. Use Dylan Westbrook on the dirt as an example. They just go out to win every race, and the points fall where they may. I can't recall a time when I've seen Brandon points race. You just go out to win them all, and the points will shake down. So that's what I find entertaining. So I like that that's your goal for the rest of the season is 4 more wins in that series.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were thinking as well. I mean, our mindset going into this season already was going to be just take it week by week, try go out and win and have some fun. Really we're in it for fun. That's the first and foremost, but I'll be honest, I really love winning. Winning is fun to me. And I think that's what I have to just focus on for the rest of the year. Just take it week by week, go where we want to go for an upcoming race. We'll be at Sunset Speedway this upcoming Saturday, July 10th, and it'll be our first time there this year as well. So we opened the season with a race win at Flamborough. We ran really well at Delaware in practice. I mean, that was my first ever laps on the track, and we were in the top 3 in practice. So I know we have speed across the province. It was, some things happen in racing, you can't win them all, and some things are out of your control, right?
Garrett, as a driver in the pits, in your car, how did it feel to have fans back at the track? Is that something you noticed over last year? Was the energy up? I know us from the announcing side, it was certainly a different feeling than we've had in the past. Is that something you felt from the infield?
I missed it. It was great because Friday was a whole bunch of firsts for me. It was first time at Delaware, first time seeing all the new cars out, but also first time seeing the fans for the first time in a year and a half. And honestly, I miss them. It's not the same. And it's not like we have, the NASCAR size where there's 30,000 people showing up, but we still had that 1,000, 2,000 people showing up, and you could feel it. It was a great atmosphere. People were excited in the pits. People were happy to be back. Everybody was just in a better mood. I mean, you definitely notice it. It's a community.
Yeah, you're right on the money. Clint, have we finalized what we're doing tomorrow night, or are we going to go with that 8:00?
Spencer, chime in on us. I don't remember what we agreed. We talked about a 7:10.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about that, Adam. Let me just preface a little bit.
Yes,
so
set it up.
As we're watching as you and I are watching the playback from Friday I came right back to Brighton on Saturday, and I said, Spencer, I thought we had all this new equipment. How come it doesn't look as clear as it could? And the graphics look smashing, but the cameras aren't as tight. Well, we still fight internet everywhere we go, right? We're trying to get Starlink, the new hottest thing from
Yeah.
Elon Musk. We're on the waiting list, but we have 3 to 4 different cards. We have a Telus, a Rogers, a Bell card, and wherever we can, we try whatever's the strongest. But it's still a struggle to put up the type of show we're trying to put up. So what we agreed is if we're going to re-air it, we're going to put it up tomorrow night at 8 p.m., and it's going to be the HD version. And I should get my wrist slapped for that because Spencer says we always we yelled at a lot yesterday about that. We always broadcast in HD, but the bit rate is dumbed down to keep it from chopping up. So we're going to put it back at full bit rate tomorrow, and you'll see the full pop of all the cameras on the rebroadcast. So if you've watched it a little bit, check it out tomorrow. Everything's going to be a lot clearer than it has been, Adam. And then we talked about a few other things, so I'll throw it over to you now for the second part of the plan.
So every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, we are going to re-stream a race from the previous weekend. And we're going to invite special guests. Tomorrow night, our first special guest will be Garrett Teamersma, who's going to watch along and participate in the chat. So for now, it's going to be in the chat, watching along with the high-res chat back and forth. Garrett, share your opinions of what's going on, whether it's the Super Stock race or the APC race. And I have a feeling we're going to have more racers show up and participate in the chat. It's just kind of the nature, but we want to get people into the habit on Wednesday nights, even if you're out in the shop working on the cars. Put the race on in the shop, enjoy it. You're going to be blown away at how clear the images are. And I think the interactive nature are going to give people a chance to know Garrett Teamersma and other racers, right? You're going to get a little bit of that personality. There might be some smack talking. We're going to expect our drivers to be on their best behavior. But Garrett, you're pretty quick to jump at the opportunity. You seem to understand the value of PR and being out there for your fans. And I say this because of your social media, your posts. I've enjoyed keeping up with you all winter long.
Yeah, thank you, Adam. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I do. Social media is one of the most important parts of marketing and racing. I mean, how else are you going to talk to everybody in the community I'm just one person. I can't make 1,000 phone calls on Saturday to let everybody know how I did. You got to be on top of your social media, and sometimes it's a little bit of work. I pushed off my race report until Sunday or Saturday afternoon because I was a little upset over Delaware, but you got to do it. It's important. And I have lots of people every week that tell me how much they enjoy watching the little 2-minute race reports. I mean, if it wasn't for somebody making a joke on my comments, I don't think I'd be here today.
You know what? It's all. So we're looking forward to it, folks. Every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, you're going to see a replay of a race. As long as there's no rain, it's going to be from the previous weekend. And it's something we hope kicks off and really takes off. We've tossed around a few names back and forth. I don't think we all agreed on one yet. This is how it always goes with us. You think of something, and then names get thrown back and forth, and we all hate each other's ideas. And then you sleep on it for a couple of days, and then it comes back to something cool. But we can tell you this: GeForceTV.net, Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock p.m. Be there. And Garrett, officially you're the host tomorrow night, but hopefully you're there every Wednesday just to play around with the fans. I think we'll have a lot of people watching.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a great way to also engage with some of the fans, but also to get them tuned in for the next Saturday race. You know, that's important as well. And it's always a great idea to get people interested in what's coming up next week. Even if I'm not on the racetrack, it's good to get everyone the attention.
Awesome. Great job, Garrett. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for agreeing to come on board tomorrow. That's awesome. Adam, anything else you want to add there?
Yeah, Garrett, where can people find you? What's your socials?
All right. Well, anybody can find me at Garrett217 on Instagram or Twitter, and you can find me at Teamersma Motorsports on Facebook.
Awesome. Thanks for being with us. Good luck tomorrow night. I'll probably stop in and participate in the chat as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing it, not in high definition, but with the proper bit rate. I think it's going to be fantastic. Have a great night, Garrett.
Thank you. You guys as well.
Thanks, man. I think he's got a future, Adam. The social end of it, good talker. If you're looking for someone to get behind, give Garrett a shot. I mean, good. Everything he's
Mhm.
doing seems to be on the right path. I
There,
have a question for
yeah, I
Spencer.
think
Are we allowed to call it high res, or is that the same as HD? High quality.
high quality.
Everything we do is high
Yes,
quality. That's bullshit
exactly.
too. All right.
We can't agree. We can't agree. I say,
It's
what were
funny you
the
said about the
final?
name because the names every time we've tried to create something, whether it be GeForce TV, the Knights of Thunder, the Action Sprint Tour, it always comes down to, well, we've got this amazing idea. We're ready to launch it, but we just do not know what to call it.
I I
Thankfully,
think I think it should be G-Force Wednesday Watch Party.
I'm, you know me, I'm done arguing with you guys. Most times I just go, okay. But I don't have a problem with that.
WWP, dropping elbows.
Wow.
Like that?
I've had a couple people ask in the chat, what's the word at Oshweekend? We will have a final plan coming up here within the next week, I think. We have a meeting with council. We'll see where that ends up. And I have a meeting with ownership today, meeting with council tomorrow, and we'll see where we come. It's been dragging on for a while, and we'll see how it goes. That's about all we got. Fortunately, we're able to focus on other events right now. We'd be going crazy. In the meantime, tons of work going on our weekend, and we'll bring you some updates on that probably the next week or so. We'll give you a walkthrough on the program here because we haven't really taken a look at our weekend and all the stuff that's gone on out there lately. So the APC event and the Quick Super Stock Series were both awesome, Adam. Anything you want to add or anything we want to discuss about those before we move on?
Yeah, I am so happy. And there were some cars that got torn up a little bit, but not Delaware style torn up. Delaware is a tough track. Those walls are hard. So I just want to say I'm really, really glad to see both series kick off. Watching some of the battles in the super stocks, they had some great side-by-side racing, some great moments, like young guns, Lane Zardo, Ray Morneau, Trevor Culver, excuse me, Nick Ramsey had his problems there, and the not so young guns. You saw Kenny McNichol there get up and over somebody in a skirmish early on, went to the back of the pack, and did he ever kick ass coming back up through for a solid top 10 finish? It was just tons of fun to watch.
Yeah, for sure. If you have not checked out the Quick Super Stock Series or the ABC events here, watch along with us tomorrow night on the Wednesday watch party, and it'll be great. Some of the drone shots were amazing too. We're getting better every week, folks. Glad you can be here with us this weekend, Adam. Switching gears, we jump over to the dirt. It'll be the kickoff party for the Knights of Thunder and the Action Sprint Tour live this Saturday, along with the Dirt Car Sportsman and the Hoosier Stocks. 4 classes on the card. It's going to be an awesome show. I can tell you, as things sit right now, currently with the Knights of Thunder, we're at 24 360 sprints have signed up. We even have Thomas Kennedy coming in from Winnipeg, Manitoba. We have Jordan Poirier driving in from Quebec, along with all of our stars from this region. Then you've also got on the Action Sprinter, when we came on the air, we were at 31 crates signed up for the Action Sprinter round number 1. So it's going to be awesome on Saturday, Adam, and everything will be live on GeForce at 7 o'clock from Merrittville Speedway. If you want to buy tickets to that event, they are selling quickly. You can log on to Merrittville's website, or you can email Lorraine s.merrittvillespeedway@gmail.com. Lorraine s.merrittvillespeedway@gmail.com to buy your tickets for this Saturday's upcoming event. They're only selling 710, so if you're interested in getting them, they were closing in on 300 earlier today, so don't hesitate, or you'll have to sit home and watch it on GeForce, which wouldn't break our heart, but we would much rather have you guys at the races because we have enough people watching from other regions. So if you're in the area, get out and check it out, Adam. Super pumped. This is the kickoff of the Pinties. Big point fund for these classes. $5,000 to win the championships here in both divisions. $1,000 for 10th place. Some cool trophies. A trip to Bristol for both division champions. We've got some young guns moving into the 360s. Plus, Merrittville had 2 consies on Saturday. They had a massive sportsman car count. I'm super pumped to get back to my old stomping grounds, a place I was an announcer for 15 years. We've been there enough over the years. The racing at Merrittville is always awesome. what are you feeling going into Saturday?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Merrittville's. I enjoy the short tracks. Merrittville, Brighton, Brewerton down in New York. These tracks are conducive to big action, and strangely, Merrittville is one of my favorite racetracks for sprint cars. Love watching sprint cars at Merrittville. I think it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, pumped to have full fields in both divisions from the sprint cars. We appreciate everybody supporting that. Appreciate all the supporters who are getting behind that. We tried to get it started with the 360s at Brighton. We were all set up with the G-Force crew. Rains came in at 5:30. We started the sprint car driver meeting and never really left for the rest of the night. Enough for them to keep packing the track, but not enough to actually get any drawing done. So we had to end up pulling the plug there. Just a programming note, we are back there on July 24th. So 2 weeks from this Saturday at Brighton with the 360s. The G-Force crew was available, so we'll be bringing that action to you live Saturday, July 24th for the Knights of Thunder back at Brighton Speedway. We'll be back for that one. So that's about the wrap-up we got for that, for what's coming up this weekend, and super pumped to get that going. I spoke to Terry Vince today. They had their first demo derby event at Humberstone, and they're gearing up on a bunch of things over there. So the doors did get open at Humberstone. Terry told me they're putting in all new guardrails like Merrittville on around the bottom of Humberstone and new lighting. So that should be a big improvement when we get back to Humberstone as well. And Terry says they plan on having that done by the 18th or 19th of July, and at which point they'll start practicing in anticipation for the July 30th weekend. They're all Canadian championships. So there's some news on Humberstone. Also local news. Watch out for fakes. I don't know if you caught this, Adam. Put these up, Spencer. This was somebody online taking the Flamborough logo, Adam, and putting it on a shirt. And I caught this. This was one of the Caselli girls saying, don't buy from these people. It's a fake. Show the other picture, Spencer. So this was Tony Ann. She says, just let everyone know to report this page. They are scammers and fraudulent. Do not click the link. It has nothing to do with Flamborough Speedway. Just some hackers trying to take advantage of our fans. So pretty wild, Adam. Like, just somebody out in the middle of the internet saw the Flamborough logo, went to the Flamborough site, started slapping things on, and people were biting it on that lure and saying, hey, where do I order the shirts? They look amazing, not realizing it had nothing to do with Flamborough. Not something we see all the time, but you know, what's your take on that?
It's sad. You know, it's hard enough to have a racetrack. The Caselli family is not that tech savvy when it comes to being on social media. They have people look after that for them. So you hate to see people get taken advantage of, but worse is if fans are ordering that stuff and getting taken advantage of. So all we can do is share it as much as we can and tell people, hey, this is not legit. Don't fall for it, and hope that people indeed do not fall for it.
Yeah, I just want to mention Wesley Shaw's asking in the chat here, anything planned for July 17th with APC getting moved to September? It's not the APC event. It was just as Quick Superstocks got moved to that event. We are still going to be live on the 17th with the APC series at Flamborough. Right, Adam? That's what I took. It was the Superstock series that moved. The APC series will still be there with a few Flamborough home track divisions, I would assume. But the Superstocks, they moved to the end of the season on the September 4th visit back to Flamborough. So, for the next few Saturdays, we are at Merrittville this Saturday on the dirt, then back to Flamborough for the APC series the week after that, then Brighton back after that, and then the following weekend for us is going to be a Friday event, which we're not ready to announce yet. Saturday will be at Sauble with the APC, and Sunday we're doing some work for NASCAR that will show up other places. So, what else we have? Burger Barn videos of the week, Adam. This week we had a few different videos come in, and let's just watch them. First off, this was a figure 8 race that got sent to me, and we think sprint car guys have big cojones. Look at these guys. They are not lifting and just going for it. Just watch. Full speed. Not one of them is lifting or hesitating. Like, are you just closing your eyes? Look at, oh.
That's driver's side exposed.
It's like synchronized drive. Okay, there. Look at even that.
You lift, you lose.
Two of the most exciting minutes of racing right there you've ever seen. Like, that could just be my
Nope.
screenshot. Them just going around like toys all day long.
Those cars have to turn left and right.
I think that would
How do
be
you-
a show worth going to see.
Yep.
Hey, you have to... I know, but look at, there's so many. Like, you might as well just start with brown shorts. That's my... Can you make me some brown fireproof underwear? Because it's going to be skinny by the end anyways.
I agree.
All right. Let's jump on to the next one. Fonda crash, dirty or clean? This happened at Fonda the other night. No, did he get dirtied? Oh, so he definitely got poked. Play it again a couple more times, Spencer, for us. Even slow it down if you can. So there, it's hard to tell. Did the 17 get crowded? Can you slow right from the start, Spence? So the 17 gets crowded down, and I think he just realized I'm getting, and then he turns right, gets into the 88, and the 88 would be okay if he didn't catch the infield right there.
Yeah, I don't know if that's dirty. I think that's just the 17 trying to avoid the fate that the 88 had. Because play it again. If the 17 goes into those tires on the inside, he's going for the tumble. He's got the wheels hard right.
Well, he was trying to get off the bottom, that's for sure. Play it full speed one more time, Spencer. We'll move on, please. Great job with all this, by the way. Can we see it one more time? Full speed? There we go. And it wasn't even super, like, they're going fairly slow in that imagery, Adam, considering they're at Fonda. There's a lot faster places on the freeway at Fonda. You know,
Turn 3 at Fonda is pretty quick.
It just looked like they were going fairly slow through that part of the turn, but okay. We're going to skip over the neon, Spencer, because that's just pictures. We'll come back to that. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. These are some road raging going on at the speedways. We don't condone any of this. And being an official and promoter, I will suspend your ass real quick if you do any of this BS at our places. Play it, Spencer. So this guy runs out, jumps at a car, ends up, breaks his leg like a Joe Theismann style break and dislocates his ankle. And, you know, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Show that one again, Spencer, if you can. This is why we don't, you know, cars are moving. What are you doing? Did we not all learn from the Kevin Ward Jr. situation that this is not acceptable? And now you're out for the season. You should have just talked to him in the pit area.
And those street stocks are wicked ugly.
Yes, they are. Yeah, now we'll go to the next one. A little bit of track rage. This gentleman figures it'd be better to stop. He says, okay, calmly takes off my stuff.
Just let it. Yeah, it's a bad day. This is the one I sent. We rarely use stuff that I send in. I'm very excited about this.
Is that an ugly car? I think those are kind of cool looking. Hey, stops the field. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry, guys. And he finds whoever dirtied him and takes care of it. Yep, not him, not him. Oh, yeah, it was you.
And just walks away just as coolly as... No, I meant the street stocks were ugly. Those cage carts are kind of cool looking. But he was so calm. And I like that he double checked. Wait, is this the one? And yeah, no. Yeah, this is the one.
And we got one more video of the week for you. This would be our the perfect chair for racing.
Oh, yeah.
See? 2 of yours got in this week, Adam.
Yep.
Just a nice comfortable chair sitting in the pits. Oh, wait a minute. Get some autographs.
Oh, that's excellent. Love it.
If we got you that chair, you just bring me my microphone.
I may never stand up again.
That's what I meant. All right, neon yes or neon no. Let's look at those pictures, Adam. This is a driver sharing their pictures of the race car, and it has neon in it. Adam, this is a new trend that came out, I don't know, 5-10 years ago. You can go red, you can go blue. Some cars have it, they stand out. What's your feelings on this? I don't know. I'm kind of old school. Like, it looks neat, but one of them's glowing, none of the rest of them are. I just don't know.
Yeah,
I wanted your opinion.
I don't have much of one. I don't.
See, that's fair.
I
I will give it to you because lots of times I don't care what you said. Like, I don't really care about it. But a couple things that I think about it. So, being the purist, and an official, I also have an issue if it's something too bright and it's taking away from the guys around you and distracting. You don't want that. You also understand that as a crew guy who's been in the pits at some of these dark, dusty tracks, it makes it easy to spot your driver out there in the pack. There's other things to it. Like, I'm sure the kids love it and think it's super cool and root for the car with the flashy lights on it. So maybe if it gets the kids excited, it works. I don't know. It just was something I saw that's coming, and it's kind of out of the ordinary. NASCAR did try it. Spencer mentions they had the All-Star race a couple years ago. They were doing some undercar neon, I believe, but it was based on manufacturers. So, like, all the Fords were blue and all the Chevys were red and all the Toyotas or whatever it was. But I'm pretty sure that's how it was. All right, let's move on to the next one. SRX promoting Elliott versus Elliott. This came in today as well.
So before we talk about this, okay, so there you have the image of Elliott versus Elliott at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. The race at IRP on the weekend, there was some good racing to it, but to make 2 hours of television out of it, I just wasn't really sold on it. I PVR'd it and I watched it whenever I watched it. Sunday, must have been Sunday. It's still a bit of a mystery to me. There's a big hubbub. Everyone hates Paul Tracy, but they're all pretty friendly, and it's all kind of hidden rivalries and stuff done for camera. But after the race, Paul Tracy is there to congratulate Ernie Francis, even though I'm still not buying what they're selling. Like, I keep watching it.
I think some of the adjectives, well, let's just look at where we are. None of our racing friends or family or people we associate with give a crap about it. So right there, it's not for the diehards. It's not for us. Some of the adjectives I've been hearing about it, dancing with cars, it's basically dancing with the stars with cars. You got a bunch of B-level guys, and sure, they were A-level at one point, but they're not A-level anymore. Does anybody care about them? I don't think most people do. When you have people who are fairly racing knowledgeable, like people on our own staff, I won't name names, who say, who's Willie T. Ribbs anyways? How have I heard that name, and what does that mean? I don't think you're doing yourself justice by bringing in Willie T. Ribbs. He's certainly not drawing anybody. And if you have to explain who everybody is, Ernie Francis Jr., I think I'm pretty in depth with most types of racing. I never heard of the guy till they put him on their roster. And, that's on me. I'll take that. But,
I think we may see.
Run. But what I'm saying, though, Adam, is it's not like we only have a pool of 20 superstars from the past. It's not like, it's – I don't even want to insult a sport, but, we have massive numbers of heroes who would jump it. Where's Matt Kenseth? Where's Carl Edwards? Where's all these guys who were relevant at least 5 years ago who would sell tickets to the crowd that you're trying to steal away from NASCAR?
They are selling tickets. They are selling tickets. These places, but
I'll give you that. But look at the places they're selling out. Knoxville's different, but they're not selling out Daytona. They're not selling out Bristol. They're selling out Stafford.
Right.
And nothing against it. Hey, I'll put it the other way. Let's look at the positives of it. Getting racing on a Saturday night on prime time live is something even NASCAR's afraid to do live a lot of things. So that's interesting. Taking some of these heartland type tracks like Knoxville and Stafford and IRP and putting them out there, that I think that's brilliant too. I just think they missed the mark with their choice of roster. If you only got 12, why aren't we getting 12 A+ list guys? I think that's just my beef. And I think we'd all care about it a lot more if they were more relevant.
In fairness, we're talking about it too much. Probably take it for what it's worth. This Elliott versus Elliott thing at Nashville, sadly, Bill Elliott can't muster a top 10 finish in a 12-car field, right? I still want to know why they worked so hard to conceal the fact that he hurt himself at Eldora, and then they made it a storyline at IRP that he had hurt himself at Eldora. But you could see it was obvious he injured his wrist. Like, you could see the body language of the crew members around the car. They had a camera in the car at Eldora of him trying to get out of the car with just one arm. And nobody said anything. There was very little on social media about it. It was very hush-hush. All of a sudden, they go to IRP, and, oh, by the way, Bill Elliott's in a special brace. Well, why didn't you say it live? Like,
I think it had something to do with the photo that they're promoting now. Elliott, they know the kid is the hottest thing in NASCAR right now, next or alongside Kyle Larson. Chase Elliott, they know they have this big event coming up. That deal obviously didn't come together in the last 2 weeks. They've been brewing this one for a while, and it would probably hurt this promotion if they came out right away. And then probably after a week, like you started chirping me on Sunday and Monday about that, saying, did Bill Elliott get hurt last night? Like, I get the feeling something happened there. It didn't really come out. And you knew it Sunday, and you're half paying attention. So, they should have, and I think by the next time it come around, like, okay, everybody knows what happened. We have to address it now. I don't know. I realize we are talking about it a lot, but it was a hot story. Another series coming in. I don't know. I just don't think it's lived up to the pizzazz that could be there. Like, the cars are there, the venues are there. I don't know. I'm lost. Let us know what you want. Even Don Martin says, put in 12 guys from the track they're going to. Now you're talking. Bring them to Wash Weekend. Let us put Dave Bailey versus Dylan Westbrook versus, all our hot guys. And now, Heartland America. We're all about that. 12 of your best racers jump in race cars.
Yeah. But a challenge they have is this. You can't put Scott Bloomquist in a street stock. Right? And that's what they did. They tried it in NASCAR trucks. He was no good in that either. It's tough putting open wheel racers, super late model racers. You're better off to put a bunch of street stock drivers in them, but street stock drivers don't have the name power. It's a strange, again, we've committed far too much time for this. Another question was about Connor's weekend. Connor's car rolled onto the trailer at the end of the night, and it rolled off the trailer and back into the shop. So he avoided the mishaps. He was a little bit off the pace, but things are feeling better. Come to find out at the end of the night that they had the wrong right front wheel on the car. It was the right tire on the wrong wheel. It's the one you use for getting the car on the trailer. So the offset was way off. So the car had a bit of a push.
He's going to hate us for revealing all the team miscues every week. Like, you just lift up the curtain and go, look what happened over here this week.
It was an honest mistake. It was an honest mistake, and one that probably won't happen again. But it's hilarious. But if he had the right front wheel, the brakes were working properly, maybe he would have been quick enough to be in the big pileup in turn 3. So everything for a reason.
Just want to remind everybody, our apparel shop is now live. You can go to pick up any of the G-Force apparel there. You've seen it come up on the screen a few times. It is we're a place where you can get all your G-Force hats, shirts, stickers, masks, and anything else you might want with the G-Force logo on it. We appreciate the support. It was really cool when we opened up Friday, and by about an hour later, there were G-Force hats and shirts everywhere. How do you get that one? I actually had to buy a couple myself, and they went fast on the weekend. As soon as I got home, I have to buy another round of shirts myself.
Yeah, are we paying for our own shirts this year? I don't have one this year. I need one or two.
Well, you don't have to pay for your on-air shirt. That's a business expense. But any of the T-shirts or hats or anything, yeah, I spent. Betty said to me, "You were half our sales on Friday." So I gotta help out the cause. I spent over $100. It was pretty good though. But I love the shirt. I should have wore it today. Last one, Ganassi sells to Trackhouse. This isn't one thing. I didn't see this one coming at him, but NASCAR's in a big shift, I think, right now with this charter system. You got a lot of teams making waves now, and I think it's getting to the point where the franchises are really worth something. I was listening to Dale Jr. Download the other day, and they were talking about, how it used to be a team would get a bunch of money, go racing, and then when it lost its sponsorship and couldn't qualify more, it would go bankrupt and sell everything for pennies on the dollar and have nothing to show for it. Now, if you can buy one of these guaranteed charters, it helps with payments. You get extra money bonuses. But the big thing is, at the end of it all, if you're a failure, you still have something you can sell that is worth millions of dollars to recoup some of what your investment was. And that's giving a bit of security to some of these teams. And now you're seeing big moves like Trackhouse buying Ganassi. Those are some big steps.
And Chip Ganassi even said the team wasn't for sale. They had no interest in selling the team, but they came to us with an offer that we couldn't turn down, and away you go.
Yeah, even Dale Jr. was being asked would he be looking at with the new car of tomorrow. Also, they've got a lot of I would say if I had to put it in terms that we'd be familiar with it, it's a spec car. If you look at the list of vendors, so if I understand correctly, currently in NASCAR, you can go anywhere you want to buy any part on your car as long as it meets tech, specifications and can pass technical inspection. But now they're having a list of vendors. So you can only buy your wheels here. You can only buy your brakes here. You can only buy your bodies here. And what that's doing is making all the pricing congruent across the board and also keeping costs down to the point that some of the Xfinity and truck style teams could possibly afford the cars and equipment it would take to go to the Cup Series. But the problem is now this charter, and Dale Jr. said, look at, if it was $1 million or $2 million to get going, we'd be into it. But now they're north of 10. He goes, we're just not in a position to make that jump. And so just some interesting dynamics there when even Dale Jr. is a little bit leery of spending the money to take one of his 4 Xfinity teams to the next level.
There's no, I think you're right. And they fill an important spot in the hierarchy of NASCAR. I think it's great that Dale Jr. has the Xfinity teams, and it serves a purpose. I want to come back to some local stuff, Clinton, because I bitched last week about tracks not putting out their results. And I've got to say, a big hats off to Sauble Speedway. Mike Russell, you've been doing a good job promoting Sauble Speedway in the chat. Good for you. And I appreciate that Sauble Speedway put out results from what's going on. Congratulations to Kendra Adams for winning the late model race or limited late model, I'm not even sure which, at Sunset Speedway. Still ticks me off that I can't find results from Sunset, but I did see a lot of Kendra Adams because she's good with social media and lots of people shared it. Very cool. But still, Flamborough, Sunset, Brockville, there's a lot of tracks putting on races. Folks, if you're trying to engage your fans, if you're trying to get people to care about what you're doing, you've got to keep them in the loop. You've got to communicate. You've got to put out press releases, have a place online where people can come if they want to get information. Because if you stay hidden, if you stay invisible, people will not gravitate towards what you're doing. It's bottom line. Put out your freaking results.
What's an acceptable timeline from your races Saturday night ends at 11 o'clock? When should we be seeing those results, Adam, as a former writer?
So, well, I'll tell you, the way I used to do it, and this was in the day of fax machines. That night, it was top 5 in every division with hometowns, throw it in the fax, send it off. Story came out the next day. Things were slower then because print deadlines were different. So the press release goes out the next day, and it'd be various press releases going to different places. In this new day and age, Clinton, we know it from when we had Dirt Track Digest. Photographers did not want to put up pictures by the next day. They get to them when they get to them. You'd see them out Monday, Tuesday. It's not like that anymore. If you want a credential, you're going to have at least 8 to 10 photos in a gallery by when people get up the next morning. Or you're not going to have a credential to go to the races anymore and shoot. It just came to that point where the effort has to meet the demand. And I'm not saying, Gary Calling, you have to you have to go out there and put out results. Gary Calling is busy doing other stuff. So is Doug Leonard. But somebody has to be appointed, somebody, to put the results. There's all these social media. This is a reason I don't like social media, because things disappear on it. You tweet and the tweet is off in the Twitterverse. A website is permanent. I still think an old school website is not a bad way to keep results. So if people want to come into one place, Race Monitor is good when Race Monitor is working. Quite often it gets glitchy. But think about the money a racetrack promoter puts into their facility. Put in an extra $50. Find someone who likes to stay late. Like, we all know who the last people to leave a facility are. It's habitual. Say, hey, if I give you $50, would you come by the tech barn, see when the official finish is posted? For Christ's sakes, take a picture of the posted finish on a chalkboard. And that's better than what we're getting. It has to be quick. It has to be complete. And people just don't get it, Clinton. It's very frustrating. So there's places that do a very good job of it. Brighton Speedway, as I said, I was really impressed with Sauble Speedway, that they had it. It was kind of a funky page. You actually have to download the file, which I didn't think was super cool. But I did it because I wanted to see what it was. Merrittville traditionally does a great job. Ashwegan does a great job. Guys, it matters. You have to go the distance. You have to put in that extra effort and make sure this stuff gets done, because people will lose interest.
I think you make a great point. One thing we do, Adam, and so a couple things as you're saying that, Greg Callan, those guys, they build a lot of our websites. And I since I took over managing Ashwegan, I love the fact that the results are there. And you can go back through every race night, and there's the write-up. It's right there for the last, 5 or more years. You can go back and look at all that stuff. I still find myself going back to reference for updates or stuff like that and trying to figure out, well, who won on this night, who won that night. Complete rundown, complete. So our team does a good job. But one thing that we're working on with the Knights of Thunder and the Action Sprint Tour powered by Pinty's was Doug Leonard reached out to Tommy Gooch and myself, and we use a service called My Race Pass, Adam, and I got to get one of the guys on from My Race Pass here next week, maybe to come on and talk about all the great services. And yes, it's a paid service as a track. We pay around $500 or so a year, I think, to use it at Ashwegan and out on our tours. I have to get the exact price, but it's a one-stop place. It's got your schedules, it's got your points, it does your handicapping, it does your lineups, and now we've tied that into our Twitter for the Action Sprint Tour and the Knights of Thunder. So when Doug Leonard posts the lineups through My Race Pass, they're automatically going to go to our Twitter account. They're automatically going to go to all our social feeds. So that is a great thing. And then the minute the finish is clicked official, it will also tweet again the finish. So there are services out there with modern technology and the way that we are to make it a lot easier. Yes, you have to pay, but like Adam, think about that. If you went to a sponsor and said, hey, you're going to sponsor our social media reports all season long for $600 and make things way better for our drivers. So now our drivers, if you have My Race Pass app on your phone and Doug invites them to the race, it gives you everything right on your phone you could ever want. They even do, we got to get them on here. They have amazing services.
I got to pull my foot out of my mouth here. Joe Adams is right. I've been on Sunsets. I just didn't click that same link again this week that I did last week. Their results are there. I could not find them last week. And I spent a lot of time searching around the internet for different tracks and different results, because I didn't want to spew out bad information when I'm venting like this. But Joe, you're absolutely right. Sunsets is there in the results. If it was there last time I looked, then I must be blind, but I see that their results are up there now.
That's gonna about do it. So tomorrow night, our Wednesday night watch party, Garrett, Teamers Mud's gonna be there, and I'm sure a few other special guests will drop by. You and I'll be popping in throughout the night as well to hang out with the fans and check out how our super high resolution, I forget what terms, the really good one is going to air tomorrow night. But we're excited about that. Want to welcome Merrittville on the G-Force Lite. We aired that Sunday, and that got almost 5,000 views right away, which was awesome. all the Maryville fans tuning in to watch the replay of that. So we're going to continue that throughout the summer is the plan as well. We'll be live from Maryville this Saturday night with the Knights of Thunder, the Action Sprint Tour, both classes. As we mentioned earlier, 24 cars in the 360, 31 have signed in for the crates right now. Sportsman and Hoosier Stock were packed last week at Maryville, so we're pumped up. We'll be live on the air at 7 o'clock. Anything else I'm forgetting, Adam?
You know what? Yeah, New Liskeard Gaming just put up J.R. Fitzpatrick is heading to BC to race in the RS1 series out there at Area 27. Jason White has been added to the roster as well, so that'll be worth watching. July 8th and 10th. That's this week.
That is. All right, we got one more feature to go. This will be our Thompson Photography G-Force highlight reel from Delaware Speedway. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you Saturday night live from Merrittville Speedway on GeForceTV.net for the Merrittville event. And super glad you could be with us here on a Tuesday. Thanks, Garrett Tiemersma, for hanging out with us. Anything else you want to say, Adam, before we watch the final video? Tiemersma.
Yeah, Garrett Tiemersma. See you next week, kids.
Thompson video recap. Thanks, Spencer, for all you do. See everybody Saturday and tomorrow night. Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah, so we only need one. We're going to try and send Adam off with Brian or Daniel or Matt or somebody in the next two events and try and get something together, and even this weekend.
Bring this field
we'll make it
3 and 4 all bunched up, looking pretty and ready to race. But the action is about to get heated for the first time in 2021 for the Quick Firestarter Super Stock Series. They start their season now.
Makes sense?
Door-to-door into corner number 1, Nick Ramsey jumps out to the early advantage over Ray Morneau Jr. and they'll work it down the backstretch for the first time, 2 by 2.
Talk to you guys again.
Boy, it looked like Ramsey really had that spot for Ray Morneau with a great run off the outside of number 2, and they are door-to-door through turn number 4. The leader of lot number 1 is going to be Ramsey by a nose.
With 30 laps left to go here for the Quick Firestarter Super Stock Series. Ramsey and Morneau bring us back to the green flag. Sean Gibbs will wave it, and we're back at it down into corner number 1.
Ray Morneau leads the way down across the start-finish line, and Trevor Handley mentioned this at the drivers' meeting. The outside pole can lead the way to the start-finish line, but at some point in that lap, the pole sitter has earned the right to lead the way. And boy, oh boy, trouble for the race leader, Nick Ramsey, in the 07
Well, he was quickest in qualifying. He had to start 5th, but now he finds himself out in front. Trevor Culliver tucks in front of Ray Morneau Jr., so car number 1 will be in P1 on the board as they cross the stripe this time by. Ryan Dyson was the benefactor. Oh, Lane Sardo slow here on the front stretch. As he paces down to the infield and may be able to stay under the green flag. Wow, that was a close call in corner 1.
Wow. I'll take a change of trousers in turn 1, please.
Under the caution flag.
A little bit of smoke that had to be tire smoke off the brakes. Going down into turn number 1, 2 car lengths is the gap.
Trying to close it down in corner number 3. Lap traffic in front, but 1 lap left to go. Culver out in front. Ferreira there in second. One more trip around Delaware Speedway.
Down into 1 and 2. Ferreira following in the tire tracks of Culver. Culver able to stick that car on the bottom. Ferreira closes in a little bit off the exit of turn 2.
Down into corner number 3 and 4 for the final time. Culver works it through, rolls it off of corner number 4. Ferreira gives it a shot, but the checkers come out for Trevor Culver.
Second place to Ferreira. Third going to go to Ray Morneau. Dwayne Baker fourth.
Corner number 3, the field will stack up and get ready to go for 100 laps. The APC Late Model Series 2021 season starts now.
That was a big start for the 22 of Pete Shepard. Oh, problem a little further back. Ryan Kimball got squirrely out of turn number 2. He is dropping through the field right now. They split him high and low into turn 3.
Pete Shepard will lead lap number 1 with Brandon Watson in tow in that second spot. Trayton Lapsovich holding on to position number 3 as they work it through corners 1 and 2 down the banking and corner number 2 down the backstretch.
Shepard out in front, Brandon Watson settling into second, Trayton Lapsovich up to the 3rd spot, so that inside groove really got off well on that start. Joe Lawrence 4th. He's got Matt Pritico to his inside down into turn 1.
Pritico, a regular runner here at Delaware Speedway, working on that 4th position in the global warranty, number 21. He'll take the spot, move into 4th, and right behind him, Shea Gimmels get back to it. 28 laps to go. Let's fire it up, thanks to Quick Wick Fire Starter.
Racetrack just a little bit. Russell able to come off on the bottom. Russell to the inside down into turn 1.
Rolls it through the corner, maybe a little contact. Hard to tell down there in corner 1. Close call as they work it down the backstretch. Gressel now to the 2nd spot.
Oh, trouble.
On strong.
Trouble in turn number 1. We've got one around. That's Tyler DiVincenzo. A single car spin. Doesn't look to be much damage to the 97, thank goodness. We talked about the youngster having a great drive.
Back to the green flag with 9 laps to settle it here in the Spectra Premium 100 presented by Pennzoil.
Little gamesmanship through 3 and 4 coming to the restart. Brandon Watson with Pete Shepard right alongside. Andrew Gressel pedaling as hard as he can on the inside to battle for that 2nd position.
Gressel on the bottom, Shepard up top, and all the while Brandon Watson saying keep at it. Do what you're doing in my rearview mirror because that's perfect. Brandon Watson out in front. Now 1.1 seconds the difference between he and Andrew Gressel. DJ Kennington rides in the 3rd spot, and then it's J.R. Fitzpatrick. And a big gap to that big all-out fight for 5th.
2 laps to go this time. Danny Benedict is driven up. He wants to take part in this melee as well. Dale Shaw trying to complete the pass. He'll do it up at turn number 4. Now is Trayton's turn.
Yeah, Trayton looks low on Pete Shepard. Slides it into corner number 1. Sticks it on the bottom side. Tries to get the run off the 2nd corner down the backstretch.
Across the stripe, the white flag is out. Brandon Watson with a half a straightaway lead over Andrew Gressel.
Down the backstretch goes Brandon Watson. Been solid all evening long here at Delaware Speedway. He was there all year in 2020, but Joe Lawrence had the better of him, and now he'll come back with the first win of 2021. Brandon Watson wins the Spectra Premium 100 presented by Pennzoil.